Terrijah is prepping his vegetables for spaghetti today, and he's chopping up the onions. He chopped up some potatoes for the string beans.
Yeah, my dad loves string beans in the string beans and stuff. So we always just put some potatoes in there. Actually do like how they taste sometimes. When my mom did it last time, she had steamed them. This time I'm gonna try doing it myself while I'm cooking today. So you'll see some of that while I'm cooking it. It's real easy to do all that. So yeah, I'm currently just cutting up. Normally when we're doing the spaghetti, we normally use like onions, bell peppers, and such, and that's about it. Hold on, let me turn this off. That's actually the spaghetti. I put that in there, it's boiling. I'm gonna take that off. In a minute. But yeah, we normally put onions and bell peppers, and we might put a little bit of celery in our spaghetti. And we don't obviously put hamburger meat and whatnot in there. That's also gonna be going in the neck. He's got dishes laying around in the kitchen all the time. I'm not gonna put all this in there because we got a whole lot. I didn't realize how much we had up in here, but because we had some already cut, but I added a lot to that was already cut, so I'm adding some more. I don't want to cook too much anyways because I hate when it gets to my eyes and stuff. It makes it hard for me to cook and stuff. I have to wait for it to get out of my eyes. Okay, so what I do is cut out the thing with all the seeds in it. Makes it easier to just cut around it. And I might come out sometimes cut off the top a little bit. That's left on there. But ultimately, I don't want the seeds in here, so just throw that away. Really, rinse off this whole thing. I'm thinking about it. I don't want none of those seeds in there whenever I'm cooking, so that's normally how I do it. I still feel it. I need to get in my eye. We put whenever we done putting when we done with the vegetables, we just put them in little Ziploc bags and just store them back on the refrigerator. We don't use all the vegetables. We save our food. We save a lot of food. I mean, we are food savers. It helps out though, because it'd be a waste just to get rid of some things just because you use them once. There's already some bell peppers in there too anyway, so that's nothing to worry about. What's that? Hamburger meat there. Oh, that's right. Okay. Save this apple bell pepper for later. Start on the meat. Well, actually, no. I need a plate. What we do normally is first we take out the meat. Yeah, I kind of warm this up so the meat gonna come out here kind of wild. So yeah, I did warm this up. But had to put this in the microwave to get it all thawed out. But yeah. Overviews. What's the name? Wow, I never forgot about this one. Come off ahead now. Really nasty. Okay. Let me. I still use my oven mitts whenever I'm grabbing this stuff because sometimes the pot will get hot on the side of them, so I want to make sure I don't burn myself. Everything, all this. That's good. Plenty of noodles. So what's the name? Then I rinse off the noodles. Now, whenever we normally it sits in the package, but we normally just boil this for about 11 minutes. I sometimes go a little bit over that if it doesn't taste all done. Like, just get a fork. See, this is done because it definitely looks done, but you know, I want to make sure. Yeah, that's done. That is definitely done. Okay, that's one part of it done. I just gotta rinse it off. Again. All the hot water, all that, all the stuff to stir up. Good to do this in the colander. Just gets all that water out of it. Alright, I got the first one out the pack. I'm about to, just getting the second one out the pack. So, and I'm gonna show y'all how we normally do our spaghetti and meat sauce whenever we do it. Whenever we, before we put the meat in a pan and stuff to cook it. Show y'all how you do that. So, just completely out of here. Okay, so. So, I'm gonna just put like some on top. Then mix it on in like so. Now what this will do is when you're cooking it, the vegetables will just cook along with the meat in the pan whenever you making the actual meat sauce itself. Makes it easier this way. Now we sometimes might saute some, but this time I'm just gonna cook this completely in the all together in the pan this time. And fortunately, I forgot to get some tomato sauce, so put a little bit of extra vegetables this time. I think it's more than what we normally put in there, but so far, that should be it. And I'ma get to back to y'all when I have it in a pan. Next we're gonna do the beans and stuff. Let me get to the meat in a little bit. What we normally do is we put a little bit of puts a little bit of vegetables in there. Vegetables like we put bell peppers, onions, and celery in there. And then we mix in some ham and potatoes. Ham or bacon bits if we got it. Ham, bacon bits, potatoes, and then we put the green beans in there. I'm gonna let the vegetables saute a little bit or just soften up before I put the green beans in there. I'm gonna also put the ham in there too, so it can bacon and give the vegetables some flavor. Excuse me. Spice this up a little bit. I'm not put that much since I ain't got that many vegetables in there. It's most gonna be 20 sachets to put in there anyway. This is ginger. I got ginger. Pepper. Last but not least, it's 20 sachets. That might possibly one of the best. Got this real quick. Might possibly one of the best seasons. Great God's great earth. That thing has saved us many occasions. Anyways, so get the ham next. We use honey ham for practically everything. So we're gonna be using honey ham this time. Take about 2 or 3 slices of it. I think we only need about 2 slices because we're only making 2 cans of green beans. We just take about 2 slices of it this time. Well, actually, you know what? Add one more slice to it, just cause. Rip it up rip it up. Okay, it's all ripped up in there. I'm gonna mix that together. I'm mixing with the spices already on the vegetables. And now, sauteing. I'm just steam that actually. I don't know why I said saute. Steam. Too big. Not big enough. Sometimes that happens. So, while the vegetables here cooking, wait the vegetables cook. I'm gonna put the string beans in here soon. We don't put this in there towards the end of it, but these in there cooking. Next thing I want to start on before I start on the meat sauce is corn. Now, you always get big old bag, bird's eye blend. That's all we use this all the time. It's a bread and butter for any meal, holiday meal, anything. You always use bird's eye blend. It's cheap. It's somewhat cheap. I lied. It's not that cheap, but it's about $6 at your big name store probably, or lower if you get at another store. So I'm gonna do that. This will last us about a day. It doesn't even I'm just joking. It'll last about like 3 days. We don't eat that because we mostly eat it for the spaghetti. Any reason. Okay. We cook this. Now first, put a little bit of water on this. So it can have some water in it already. And sometimes I don't want the corn to be dry or nothing. So I just put a little bit of water on it. sauteing for the green beans. And I'm cooking it in. Oh my God. Ooh, it smells so good. So good. Alright. Let me turn this off real quick. Okay, so got the green beans in there. Just gotta spice them a little bit. Okay, so alright, there's enough salt in there. I'm probably gonna, well, it's decent. The salty taste is decent. It ain't too bad. I just wanna put all the other spices on top of it, and then I'm gonna let it steam. I'm cooking everything else. The corn just finished. I'm gonna take that out. Okay. Now, let's put that on up. Got the ham up in there. Got the potatoes. The potatoes just. My dad likes potatoes. The main reason why I put it in there, but I kind of like the potatoes when you steam them and everything. So now I'm gonna let these steam. Okay, make sure you put a little oil before you start steaming them. It just helps them. I'll be honest, I don't know why we put oil in them for steam, but it does work. So just make sure you put oil in there. So I'm gonna let these steam for a little bit. I think I'm gonna find a better top for this, so normally just let it steam about 20 minutes. Okay, now steam. I'm gonna be steaming for about 20 minutes there. And the corn just finished. Okay, so grab this. Normally, put a little bit of butter. Put about 3/4 of a stick of butter in here. Well, I do that. I think my mom would be putting a little bit more than that, like a whole stick. But if I put like garlic in there, salt, and I put some, not salt, I put pepper. This is salt. Then I put salt. Just gonna give it that flavor. You know, the butter's just gonna warm up in there with the rest of the ingredients. So that's the reason why I put it in there. The corn ain't done yet. I normally put the corn in about 4 minutes to start. You know what? I'm gonna put that whole stick in there because it's gonna be a whole lot for it. Might as well just put a whole stick of butter in there. If you're making as much corn as I make, you might as well put a whole stick. Really, the amount of corn you're making should correspond to the amount of butter you're making. So I normally just, if I'm making like this much corn, I'm probably just gonna put about a stick of butter in there for now on. I'm learning as I go. But once I get the spice in there, like I said, I normally put it like for 4 minutes to start to melt the corn a little bit. Then I put the spices in there and everything, and the butter. Then I put it in there for about 3 to 4 more minutes to finish it off. So I'm gonna put it back up in there. 4 more minutes. Okay, the beans up in there. Everything is fine. Now, last but not least, just gotta do the meat. So, just going ahead, pour this whole thing on up in there. I normally use a spatula, but I think I had that for something else. I haven't used a spatula. But you just use a spatula when doing this. What you want to do is, you're going to be chopping up and browning the meat as you go. Got that in there. Spice a little bit. A little sachets. Don't want to spice this too much because you're going to put some more spices on this anyways whenever you, there's going to be spaghetti seasoning put on it. And the spaghetti seasoning is going to give it some more spice to it. But if it doesn't taste like how you want it, you can always put more spices on it. But I put the sachets, pepper, salt. This is gonna be all the spice. Gonna be the reason why I don't have any more spices than that, because the sachets already has cayenne pepper, paprika, all that good stuff, all them good spices and stuff in there already. So you don't gotta worry about putting a whole lot more spices than just any more spices than like salt, pepper, and garlic. So you're gonna be constantly cutting the meat down till it's about, like it's like when you're making ground beef or whatever. You just use the spatula, cut it down. Okay, I have it at 5. Like I said, these vegetables are gonna cook alongside the meat. And by the time the meat's done, the vegetable will be soft and done and stuff. It'll be all good. It's gonna have all the spices, flavor from the vegetables too in it. Bell pepper, the onion, and the celery. It's just gonna make it taste all fine and dandy. Alright. I'm gonna just keep doing this, let it brown. Chop it up in little small pieces. Keep chopping it up like a grid-like pattern. Just kind of hurt my hands after a while, but chop it up in a little grid-like pattern. Flip it over. Oh, yeah, do that. Flip over most of the pieces. Would have like started cooking, would have like started kind of coming to a little boil or something like that. It's gonna take a little minute because I just put this in here and I didn't really have this turned up to high before I put this in here. That's one thing you want to make sure you have all your yeah, now it's gonna start, seem like it's gonna boil or simmer a little bit. So once I start doing that, now you're really cooking. So just keep letting it do that, and you're gonna keep flipping over, you're gonna keep cooking it, flipping it over until all the ground meat is gone. All the ground meat is it's a brown color or a grayish brown color. About once it's done with all that. Sorry guys, I want to do that. Once it's done with that, then you can move on to putting the spaghetti seasoning, the spaghetti sauce. Oh, look at the corn done. Spaghetti seasoning, spaghetti sauce, and everything else. And then, last but not least, is just spaghetti itself. Okay, that's boiling more than steaming, but it's fine. Okay, the corn done. I had to put it back in there for a little bit because I took it out. It wasn't all completely finished. So, let's taste this, see. Yep, everything's fine. Do when I'm done, using this. Whenever I'm done cooking the meat, I pour all the grease off of it, and then I have an ingredient to the pack that we use in almost is to pour water, and then pour the sauce and everything on there. So just pour it off. It's about the easiest part. Just gotta make sure you have like a lid that's something that can fit over the grease, or just something that could keep the meat in. Make sure it gets everything out. Just make sure, because they're gonna try slipping off of you. Last thing you want is all of the meat come out. Ooh. Okay. So first you're gonna turn this back on. So once you drain all your meat out, you're gonna want to just pour out all this. If there's some left up in here, I recommend just getting some water and the rest of it out. pour the rest out of it. Now, then, oh! Right. So you wanna, and then once you put that up in there, you're gonna wanna get your stewed tomatoes or whatnot, and just crush them up, and you just put them on in there. Sure, as crushed up as possible. That's what I normally do at least. I make sure they all crushed up. And obviously, if you're doing this, please make sure you wash your hands before you do any cooking. I'm telling you, this stuff requires you use your hands a lot. For the final part of making the spaghetti, it requires you use your hands a lot. So please, make sure that you have your hands washed. All right. Just get all the big old piece of tomato. Sit that out the way. Next, just wash my hands off real quick. I don't like all that. I don't know why. When I'm cooking, I don't like nothing on my hands. It get on my nerves. So next, next you're just gonna pour your seasoning, your full pack of seasoning. Okay. Next, excuse me, Mom. Just gonna mix this all in together. Just pour a little bit of water. Not too much, just a little bit of water. That's about it, actually. And what you want to do is, I'm gonna let this sit here. Put on high or on the max setting. Just let this simmer to a boil. Let it come to a boil. Okay, and that's really it. Once it comes to a boil, just gonna let it comes to a boil, you're gonna let it sit. Well, you don't really gotta put that on there right now, but you just let that sit in there and let the heat come in and let it come to a boil. And then you're gonna stir it. Make sure you keep stirring it around, and everything. Make sure you stir it around while it's boiling. You don't want anything to stick to the bottom of the pot. Like, see, it's already starting to boil. All you want to do is, then you're gonna let this boil for about 10 minutes.